Hey guys, welcome to another edition of At Ping. Got a few questions today, all written, so I'm going to read them up here. First one says, Ping, with the recent unearthing of Kawasaki's plans to sell only zero-emissions motorcycles in the USA, Canada, Australia, Europe, and Japan by 2035, and 10 zero-emissions models across their product line by 2025, has the electric revolution begun? Notice I said zero emissions, as Kawasaki seems to be developing a hydrogen-fueled supercharged internal combustion engine / electric hybrid to move forward, and it's a two-stroke. What are your thoughts on this as a devout motorhead? It also seems Kawasaki has now set a production timeline and marketing strategy that the other OEMs will need to replicate in order to be competitive. P.S. Hats off to Josh Mosman. That is some legitimate journalism, not just some copy and paste of a press release. Regards, high on hydrogen. Yeah, pretty interesting stuff. My thoughts on that are that we should enjoy the technology we have while we have it. I'm a two-stroke lover, and fortunately, I'm able to still ride those at the moment if I want. But maybe that time's coming to an end here soon. I mean, think about how much, for those of you that love four-strokes, and I love them too, those could go away here in the next 10 years. Like, that's crazy to me. I hope that's not the case, but if I'm judging based on California politics, which seems to drive a lot of this stuff, anything that's related to climate, they're coming after it. That's the bottom line. So I would just say appreciate the technology we have right now, because four-stroke bikes are incredible. It is easier to ride a dirt bike fast than it's ever been. Electric start and hydraulic clutches, and it's crazy. So just appreciate it now. I'll say that. I don't know enough about hydrogen motors, so I'm really curious to learn more about that. But this electric movement, or whatever it becomes, it's definitely going to be the end of an era. When you don't have that vibration, and maybe this hydrogen motor will be more similar to a regular internal combustion engine than I think. I just don't know much about it. But to imagine going to a supercross and there's no smell of race gas and exhaust, and there's no vibration like there is now, and there's no sound, and that's a lot of senses you're losing in something that right now sort of envelops all your senses. So I worry about that. I worry that that's going to be tough, and I think it'll open up some areas that we can ride that we haven't been able to. Indoor places, urban areas, where maybe there's a spot you could build a track if you didn't have to worry about sound and that kind of stuff, and exhaust. So we'll see. I will guarantee you, is this the start of it? Yeah, I mean, this is the first manufacturer to sort of announce a timeline for it. So yeah, I think this is the start of it. And I can promise you all the other brands have test models. It's not just Kawasaki. We've already seen Honda's sort of 250 version. So it's coming. And, I was in an interview with Keith McCarty for the Whiskey Throttle show. He said something that was pretty profound to me. He just said, you can either get on board with technology or just get out of the way, but it's not stopping. You complaining about it isn't going to stop it or change it. And as much as I didn't like to hear that, I was like, yeah, you're right, So anyway, like I said, appreciate what we've got now. Enjoy moto the way it is, and if this is how you love it, but know that there's changes coming. So anyway, thanks for the letter. Next one's coming from Andrea. Hi David, I'm Andrea. I write from Italy, and I own a YZ250 steel frame and a YZ250 aluminum frame. I've been watching your videos for many years. I've seen hundreds of times all the videos of the YZ125 and 250, especially the video on the 2019 YZ250 from RV. During the video, this is the bike you raced at the Straight Rhythm. During the video, you say that you would go to Mitch Payton to have a personal YZ250. So my question is, did you get a YZ250 with an RV Pro Circuit engine for you? Could you still describe the sensations in performing while driving? Congratulations and greetings from Italy. Long live the two-stroke. Thanks for the letter. I appreciate it, all the way from Italy. That bike is still the fastest two-stroke I've ever ridden. It was... It had the Villo Light graphics, if you remember that, and it was for the Straight Rhythm that year. Incredible motor. And I have gone down and talked to Mitch and Schneike and the crew down there about building me one. And I think where I go, I think that's happening. And I have the bike right here, buddy. I got the old 22YZ ready to go in. So the motor isn't any different, so it should, all that stuff should bolt right on. I'll just have a little bit updated chassis, which is cool. I really like the feel of the new 22. So yeah, I remember that the throttle response on that bike. I remember it like it was yesterday. The power, the pull, the breadth of that power band on that thing. So fun, so fun. So I can't wait to get something built like that. Like I said, it's been on my list, and the 22, now that I've got it here, that's where I'm headed with it. So, and we've also got some other two-stroke videos coming here on Vital. Some pretty interesting stuff that you guys will enjoy. So glad you like it. Thanks for watching all the videos. I appreciate it, Andrea. Last one says, hi Ping, love your show. I know there has been some talks about Triumph making an MX bike. I was wondering if there's been any word on them joining Supercross in 22. If so, is there going to be a factory team, and has there been any talk who might be riding for them? Thanks, you have great content. Keep it coming. Kyle Lucas, 462 from Highland, New York. No 22 plans to go racing for these guys. I think the bike isn't even meant to come out till sometime in 22. And look, you got to remember, even if it comes out in 22, 23 would be a stretch to go racing. Doesn't mean they couldn't try to pull it off, but it's a big ask. You got to remember, all these other brands have been at this for decades, and think of the progression of how they've developed chassis and the understanding of the motor's relationship to how the chassis. I mean, there's so much to it, so many little details and nuances to building a well-rounded motorcycle. It's not just, okay, there's a motor, here's good suspension components, throw it in there and it's going to work. It just doesn't work like that. There's so many small, I mean, we'll see engine hangers and the factories will take and just machine them down, a couple mil. And that makes a huge difference in handling, I mean, it's these very small, nuanced things that have to collectively come together to make a well-working motorcycle, particularly when it comes to handling and chassis. So it'll take them some time. Now, I'm sure that they're going to take a modern bike, whatever bike that they choose, and sort of model the frame after that. I've heard it's a KTM engine, like last gen KTM type engine. They just buy one of those and reverse engineer it, and there you go. I know they do that in China anyways. We'll see what happens. I'm totally just spitballing here, but that's typically what happens. I will tell you, when it comes out, temper your enthusiasm. This thing's probably not going to be amazing right out of the gate. Like I said, it's just going to take some time, and I would say probably 24. If things progress nicely, maybe they start supporting some guys at the professional level. So I'm stoked that there's new companies coming into the space. Like, I think that's always a good thing. A company like Triumph putting money into the motocross world. But they're not going to jump in and win. To think that is just foolish. So wish them the best of luck. I'm anxious to see what they come up with. But it's definitely a process, and I would imagine that they know that. I think they've got Ricky doing some help, some work with them, and I got to believe he's telling them those same things. So, hey, thank you guys for tuning in. As always, send some videos if you got them. Video questions, audio questions, or write them in. Ping@vitalmx.com. We'll answer them. All right, guys. See ya.